Do da do da.
We're killing me. Good. Okay. All right, sweet. Hello, my name is Chase Duncan. I am here with Larsy Baby, as we call him, Greeny Larsy Baby.
I never heard that before, but all
You've
right.
never heard me call you that before?
Hopefully never again, but we'll see.
All right. Hello, I'm Chase Duncan. I'm here with big king cardist Lars.
Yay! What's up?
Talented person Lars.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Duncan.
Yeah. We're kind of doing this last second. The green card's release in like 48 hours or so, maybe a little bit more. But I thought it would be fun to talk about your CCC final video being a year gone, and we haven't had another CCC, so I've pressured you into this.
Of course, yeah.
What do you remember of that day, apart from your video?
The day?
Well, of CCC, what was that time period? Because you guys filmed like right up to the release. Even like one of the shots in the video is at the con.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That was the morning of the first day.
Right.
Yeah, like we went to Portland like 2 weeks early, and then got an Airbnb and just was shooting moves. Me and Trevor. Yeah, it was a blast. Just had a bunch of fun roaming around town. Yeah, man, good times.
Finding green stuff to put behind your shots. Like you incorporated that really well. Because obviously
exactly.
the video you made wasn't for BCA. Like if there's
Yeah.
because what you did was you took, if anybody doesn't know, what you did was you took popular brands designs and asked if you could make a deck of them being green and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. I like reached out to the companies, see if they were okay with me printing green versions, and if they could send any files or whatever, and then we'd color them and then send them to Make Playing Cards, a little company that just made them really quick. Yeah, we got some of those right there.
Oh, nice. Those are the ones. Sick. Can we see some of those? Actually?
Yeah. So this is like, the classic BCA. There's only like
nice. How
30 left because I dropped a bunch in a fountain, but that's what happens.
That's fine. What are the other ones that you did, just out of curiosity to see? I think we got the color pretty close to, because we wanted the cards to actually seem like the ones from your video. That was kind of got us excited.
It's almost identical. I think
pretty close.
I think it is the same like color. It's just the printing is a tiny bit different. Yeah.
You only have so much control.
Right. Yeah, I printed these too, but they never got back to me, so that didn't make it in. But I don't blame them. But yeah, and then some didn't even make the video at all. Like this deck Nate designed, there's like some nails going on, and like I don't know what he was thinking, but I love it.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, and the whole theme of green. All of your other rounds were themed as well. I think your first round was colors. It was like blue versus red type thing, blue and red.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was a really good. Yeah.
And round 3 had a really clear color palette too. It was black and white, and like all the backgrounds and stuff was, trying to keep with that as much as possible.
Right. And then it was 1 through 8. Was that third one, right?
Counting up.
Counting cards, right? I think upwards. I actually didn't notice that that's what was happening until like maybe like the 8th time that I watched the thing. I was like,
no, I get that a lot. Wait a minute.
He's like, I like that. That is like kind of hidden because it did feel like a natural progression, but like
just subtle enough. Exactly.
Is that the same, or did you do this in all of your rounds where like you were matching up the shapes of the cuts with a design, like you did like a fan, and you were sitting in a spiral thing. You caught a line of cards, and on the ground below you was uncut
Yeah,
sheets staggered the same way.
that was just round 2, I think. But
Okay.
yeah, in the other videos, there's like vague similarities with the background.
Right.
You know, like it's like a color match or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's for those reasons that those videos were the strongest competition videos that anybody's made, because like each one you had like a distinct vision for, and then the moves were great and on top of it. So like it was going to be really hard to beat, and you actually did beat some very good videos.
Some insanely good videos. Yeah. What a year.
Yeah. Difficult times. And green ended up being the thing. This is what I wanted to get to. This is because what got me, I was there to see the final round. And I got to see. And right before it, we were standing in a group, and you pointed to me and said, hey, this guy's gonna really like the video. And so I watched it with a lot. I don't know if you remember that, but I watched it with a lot of intrigue of like, okay, what did he mean? In what way is this going to target me? You know? And it was because you inverted what a final video was supposed to be in a way. Like everybody thinks of it as a build, you know, like everything's building up to like the final video. Yeah, you got hype, and it's going to be live, and everybody. But then your video comes on, and it's literally like just like even feel. Moves are ridiculous. You're performing. You're
it's really calm, steady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is green, and that's what what was exciting me.
It's a peaceful color. You know, we're not trying to like blow anyone's brains out. It's like it's just relax, man. Yeah.
And even
Portland is like a chill place, you know, like maybe not recently, but overall, you know.
Well, it's if it's not a very peaceful place at the moment, it is a very green place.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it is unbelievable.
It's
like the nature. It's like
everywhere you look is green.
And you lived there for a while. I moved there for like a year and a half or so. And I met you right when I moved out there. How long did you live in Portland, and why were you there?
I was there for 4 years in college, 2014 to 18, I guess. Yeah, a really cool city to be a part of. And that's how I met you, Andrew, and Sean. And meeting you guys like completely changed everything for me. Like,
yeah, and because is that right? Did you hadn't met those guys before I got out there?
I hadn't met any cardist. You were the first cardist I met. You.
Really?
Specifically, yeah.
Oh man.
I sat down at that Starbucks table and was like, "Oh shit, it's Chase."
Oh, that's fine. I should have remembered that.
Yeah.
Because you probably said that. Because it's hard to keep that to yourself when you're. Because everybody has not everyone has met a cardist, but that's kind of the point. When a cardist does for the first time meet another person and like see cardistry being done for the first time, like in person, that is like a big like.
Yeah, no, that
I'm in a cardistry video right now. Like, oh, I am being a cardist. You're like, whoa.
Where's the camera? Yeah, like I was just doing this the whole time in the Starbucks. Like, what if you can put a card there? And then you're like, yo, I'm just doing this.
Yeah, you ever heard of a packet cut before? Have you ever heard of a packet cut before? That's funny.
Yeah, I'd never seen a packet cut before. Like in the flesh, and that's different.
Yeah, I remember seeing really good card handling in person for the first time, like with Magic, and then as a result I would see people do cardistry, do card flourishes. But yeah, it took I think 2015, like the very first real Cardistry Con, was the first time that I even was like immersed in cards, you know, like everywhere you looked, somebody was doing something, and there's so much new and all that. Yeah, well, that's what's up. Yeah, those videos are really strong. Green is very peaceful. I'm glad BCA is doing the green ones because they actually work on me. Like the whole point of new cards coming out is like, or what's a better way of saying that? The best way to get attached to a deck is to be holding something that you're like, oh, I can better pretend to be this person with this deck. Like with this design in my hand, the kinds of ideas that come up or the kinds of scene done with this or whatever. And so like I hope those other brands do eventually do like as close to the green as they can get with all those, because it does work on me. Like holding these this is not the red deck. You know what I mean? Like it really does represent something.
It's a different mindset. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because like I think when people kind of shit on like hype brands and stuff, they don't realize like it feels different. You know, you're holding a cool looking deck and that changes what you do. Like
yeah, that's right.
Like creating moves is completely different with different decks.
Yeah, I've actually said that kind of thing to people before, and what I've heard back is like, well, actually, I want to make sure that I'm being an individual, and so I don't do that. I don't pretend to be other people or whatever. And my response to that is usually like, well, that sucks because you should.
That's too bad.
It's too bad, man. Because it's actually way fun to get that opportunity to try to like embody in your hands somebody else's spirit that they put on video.
That's how you like learn more and get better.
Yeah. Like, you know, and at the very worst, it's how you find out what you don't want to make. Or what you're not good at making, or what you don't identify with.
Damn, I did not expect this to go in like a pseudo theoretical direction of like this. This is dope though.
I did. I expected it to.
Planned this all along.
Well, I don't want to make any videos that I don't want to make. Like with the videos we've made so far in this channel, like I've kind of like just feeling out what it would be like to do kind of like the bare bones version of a cardistry YouTube channel or whatever, you know. And as I get more of those under my belt, it does, and like try to make a version of them, I am more like, yeah, I don't want to spend any time talking about anything I don't want to talk about. So, and what comes and what comes to mind when I think about the green deck is the themes that because again, just to pull it back to what I originally said, you had said this guy's gonna like it and pointed at me, and then when I watched it, I was like, oh, he did get me. Like because even the music is like
that's for you, man.
Green. Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean. And so it really did. I was like, oh, dude, he did like things did hit harder because of like the passiveness with which you were presenting the thing. So getting these really crazy moves, super passive, was really neat. Is there anything interesting about that music that you did?
Yeah. So I made it for a school project like my last year of college. And I was planning to make a cardistry video for it. And I just never got around to it, right?
Right.
And then a year later, it's like, this is the song. This is clearly the song to use.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me that, and then I remember thinking, oh, I should have noticed that. Like, I should have guessed that, because the video does come off as so personal, kind of like it. That makes like perfect sense that like you actually wrote the music.
Yeah, why not?
And you did it for a project, like because you were taking a music class, or?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a simple electronic music class. We were learning Ableton. Really cool class. Learned so much from that. And yeah, the project was literally just make a song. that you like,
Right.
and we had to make a video for it to screen like at the, there was a concert we were doing, and I
Right.
just used some drone footage of Portland, and that's all I had at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, but yo, I don't know if you know this, that so Pat reached out to me 2017 wanting to make a performance video for the Best Cardistry Lab YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hell yeah, let's do it, man. And the video idea I came up with was that Portland video. But I just like never got around to it, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, that's great. Well,
a while later.
How long did you have that material then? Like, through any of the rounds, were you making anything up or finishing anything? Or was it just basically done?
It was mostly done. Most of it was done.
Yeah.
A couple things like the expanding square was like last minute. But yeah, 90% of the final specifically was like, I've had that, man. That's been there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was, and Patrick came out to Portland for a couple of weeks one time.
Yeah.
A couple of times. And I remember him and I both, because when I introduced you to him there, I don't know if you guys had talked before then or not. That was right around the time like Cardistry High had just happened. And so like when I saw your material, like you're saying, like you had some of it. And when I saw it, it was like you had this playful attitude about it. Where you were, and I think this is the right word. Like you were constructing toys.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
thing
absolutely.
that runs a system and like operates in a particular way. And that was cool. And so Pat and I both were like, okay, yeah, this is a reasonable, or this is a possible iteration of the future. Like it was, what you were doing wasn't based on really any of the principles that I based like my material on. You know what I mean? Like you were operating on your own, not on your, largely on your own, but you know, like you had clear influences or whatever. But is that right? Is Cardistry High important?
Oh
in
yeah,
the Lars world.
When that video came out, like I felt like it was made for me specifically, like the Seinfeld and stuff, and that was my favorite video for a long time.
Okay. Well, there's a lot in that video.
Oh yeah,
it was a long video.
Stuff. Oh my god, yeah. The Cardistry at the end too was like really, really phenomenal stuff.
Right.
But I feel like my cuts are like pretty much just you. Like there's no other influence or like weird stuff to keep track of. Like it's pretty much just Chase. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't look like that, but
no. Well, I didn't move my face very much there because I want to not be me and respond to what you're saying because I think I hear what you're saying in there.
Yeah.
But I don't have the I don't quite have the language to discuss what that means, like that the cohesion that you're trying to achieve with it, if that's what you mean, or like the logic inside each one. You know what I mean? If it's
I don't know. Honestly, like it's just kind of just like it seems like a Chase thing, like it's just it's a singular thing that just kind of starts and ends, and then you just like understand like why, and it's good. Well, I don't know.
Well, that's partially I think when my material is its strongest, it is because at the end of it, like when you're done watching it, you don't have the question why. Like you don't ask why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of answers itself. It seems inherent in the thing why you would do. So that's kind of nice of you to. That's cool.
Even just
but
simple principles like don't use other grips. Like the cut should be the cuts gripped, no ending and trigger and like, something like that. Just kind of
Right.
the simple stuff that's inherent with your designs was like really fundamental.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. Well, I think that's true. I don't know. I don't know how to
Yeah.
say it without being
Yeah.
myself. I think
Yeah.
that's true. Uh, would those be the two then? Is there anyone else? Is there like cardistry highishness,
Mm.
kind of that Chase Duncan-ish, and
Andrew.
Shivraj is Andrew-ish.
Yeah.
Well,
Andrew,
Shivraj and the
huge
cardistry high
time.
thing. Yeah,
Huge.
Shiv and the cardistry high might be kind of the same thing. You
Yeah,
might
totally.
put those in the same category. And
Mm.
then and Andrew, who lives in Port. But you
Yeah.
hadn't. Did you know that Sean and Andrew lived in
Yo,
Portland? Like that
so
there's
how I ended up at that jam was I found Sean on some like Cardist Finder. There was some website that like, found people. So I like hit him up like, yo, what's up? I want to jam. So he brought me to the jam and that was it, man. Yeah.
and was that at the Starbucks that
That
you
was a
would have met at?
Starbucks. Yeah, on like
Yeah.
Yam Hill and First or something. I don't yeah.
Yeah, the first jam that I went to out there too was
And
that where we met.
Carter was
Yeah,
there
I was
too.
gonna say yeah,
Oh my
and
God.
I mentioned that in that quick interview that I did with Carter that
Mm-hmm.
that there, and he showed some mechanic. It wasn't this; it was a different grip, but he had this swooshing single card
Mm-hmm.
moment
Yeah.
and a cut, and I was like, oh, okay, you're like
Oh,
12,
okay.
and that's good. You know what I
That's
mean?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Man,
was there and a couple other kids who, if
some
I
really
gave
cool
myself
kids.
10 minutes, I could think of everyone's name for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was like 8 guys there or something like that. And like, that
Sounds
was
right.
cool. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
cool.
cool.
And seeing that many Cardis at once was like really a mind fuck. Like, wow, how do
Right.
you find 8 people that did cards?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. All I knew when I moved out there was that Sean lived out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and so I was excited to see him
Mm-hmm.
when I got out there.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, even Sean was like a huge influence on my cardistry too. Just the way it's like filmed and all put together and presented.
Yeah, the precision of everything, that
Yeah,
sharpness.
that shot.
It's chapow. Yeah. Now I remember now. Um, not that we haven't done enough nostalgia, but you made a video that Pat and I told you was like the scariest Instagram video that we'd ever seen.
Mm.
With that, the music that I'm not going to pretend to sing. Um, all we need. You know what I'm talking about? You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Wild After Gold or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a super strong video. All we need.
Yeah, that just
That was a
like
great, but
worked.
that was like, yeah, no, it really
That was
did.
great.
And like a lot of that, it was only like a 20-second video or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of that spirit did stay in your cardistry long enough to make it into the CCC, like throughout.
Mm-hmm.
CCC, whatever.
Yeah, I need to get more of that energy though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's enough nostalgia. Is there anything else worth saying about the green thing, since that's our primary topic? I mean, I just love
Mm,
those insights. I just love those insights that like green was intentional and green did
it was
have,
always there. I
yeah,
mean,
and
I
it
think we should say we printed these like a long ass time ago,
I
right? Like it
I
was in the yeah.
I
So
told
we
you
were.
when after the videos were shown and we left,
Yeah.
like, it was like lunchtime or something. I was like,
Mm,
"Hey, so we're gonna make those cards for sure."
yeah. So.
And I think we then ordered those cards like a couple of months after
Mm,
that, and we've actually
yeah.
had them for a long time. Um, just not wanting to rush into doing it, not trying to put too
Mm,
much stuff up all at once or whatever. And then we realized, Pat realized, Yo, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
It's been a year, and we're like, oh, perfect. Let's do it now. So glad we're doing it. Glad they exist.
Great
Really
cards.
happy with your videos. Great cards. $9.95.
Designed by Nathan.
Designed by
Nathan the
Nathan.
genius,
That's right.
the visionary.
Nathan. Yes, that's right. Way ahead of the game. I said it in the in another video. Nathan's been ahead of the game.
He really is. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and when we started, I was gonna get. It would have been a fun little bit to do. I was gonna.
Oh, it's not too late.
Yeah, I was gonna try to make my own with duct tape, but just working.
That's quality right there. You staple those to it.
I gotta find the right grip.
That's a new move, maybe.
It's a new move called Nathan. Yeah, do two, like a spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, designed by Nathan, printed 2019. Means we've already done the aging for you. You know what I mean? You get the cards aged 1 year.
Premium cards, yeah.
Premium, crushed, all the good stuff. All right, well, thanks for letting me talk you into recording one of our normal conversations.
Yeah, hopefully you can edit it into something worthwhile. Figure out some golden moments in there.
Maybe, yeah. I think we'll show a bit of your. Maybe I'll get some of your video to show.
Oh yeah.
We'll
I think I have some pics from like ye old days that might be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the picture of you doing this in front of the bridge?
Yes, by the bridge. Yeah.
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 Dude,
that
so
was
you
the
use that when I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you did that because we did that for some squids. We went down by the river where you could see the bridge in the back and tried to make the thing. And I remember not really being able to see the coolness in it. Like I remember because we were taking the photos, and I remember being like, oh, I'm not. I'm like, yeah. But and then you did it in your video, and you did like the little square up one, like the two squares are and come into alignment. You know what I'm talking about? And that was like in alignment, I think, with like the windows behind you, and then you did the bridge one, and the riffle shuffle is the arch on the bridge.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I love that, like that hidden stuff. The stuff that is kind of hidden, like I think it does actually have a huge effect on the vibe of the video, but it's not obvious.
It's not for everyone, you know. Like every video doesn't need to be like that, but it's fun sometimes. Yeah.
You know, I think it's ideal for a competition video, probably.
Could be.
Yeah. All right. Well, right on. Well, thank you. You're a cool guy.
Subscribe to Cardistry first. Hit the bell.
Where we put Cardistry first.
Yeah. All hail Brian Tudor.
All hail Brian Tudor.
Yeah. Comment your favorite move 1 letter at a time.
Yeah. Comment 10 times. No. All right. Much love, dude. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.